here in China. And now, I mean, to be honest, I think it was the first time I felt like our team and the men's team had so much family and friends, and that made the experience that much better. I mean, to be in the meal room and, you know, I have Tyson Chandler's kids flying past me this way, and next you know, Carmelo's son's jumping over here, and here's Candace's daughter rolling over there. I mean, to have that type of atmosphere makes it easier to go out and do your job and come back knowing that your support staff or your support and your family is there.
How was the food? You said you were going to explore the food.
I explored the food in our hotel because we were lucky enough to have a chef from the U.S., and GOAT chef. I mean, he was killing the food. We were loving it. I mean, when you have mac and cheese, barbecue chicken, we weren't eating that all the time, but it was a big one.
I was eating the pound cake, and I was eating the sweet potato pie. I was eating all the sweets.
The chef, I mean, shout out to the chef. Shout out to, I think he's part of the Bronze crew, so we have to give mad love to them. But I did get out in London a couple times. I had some great fish and chips, sure. Some great tea.
I had a lot of fish and chips, and my mother got mad because that's all I wanted to eat when I go out.
Yeah.
So. But other than that, this place was good.
I mean, we all see that Team USA is in a good place, 5 straight medals, but from your assessment, as far as the future goes, again, future that you hopefully will still have a part in, although you won't be on the court, but the future for Team USA and your thoughts about it.
I think we will continue to be strong. We have a lot of young ladies who want to be in our shoes, and we got a lot of people who out there working hard. So I feel like in the future it's gonna get better, but at the same time, everywhere else is kind of catching up too. So we got to continue to do our job.
And I think the one thing about the U.S. just in general in sports, the investment that we make in our youth programs, the investment that we make from an international standpoint and getting that exposure to the youth young, I think the pipeline that we have of athletes, not only in basketball, but in swimming and all the other sports, is really gives us that dominance in the world. Because if you look at some of the other programs, and I was just paying attention when I was over there in London, I mean, you have countries like Australia, and they're complaining, well, what's happening with, you know, the medals, and you have this country over here that's complaining, but you see the investment that Great Britain made to get ready for this Olympics, and it paid off. And so I'm really happy to live in a country that we understand the importance of sports, not just for men, but also for women, and we see the end result. I mean, how the women were able to be dominant in this Olympics was just amazing, and did it with so much class and respect, and I think that will set a legacy for the young girls after us.
Let me ask you, and I don't know if you already answered this, forgive me if you did. I mean, you guys, the U.S. basketball team for women has not lost since before 1996. I mean, is it just expected at this point? Is it exciting to win, or it's just expected of you? I mean, how do you guys feel about it? Maybe it's more pressure?
You know, I'll use this analogy that Coach Jarman used to use. It's like sometimes being the Yankees. I mean, you look at the Yankees or the Red Sox. I'll just use baseball analogy because he used to use it for us. And he used to say they're expected every year. Their fans, their base expects them every year to win the championship. So why wouldn't you want to be the person that always is expected to win the championship? You know, I know people love an underdog and it's a great story, but who wants to play from the back? You always want to be that team that everybody's aiming for because that means that you're doing something right.
Does it add pressure to you guys, though?
I don't know if it's pressure. I think it motivates you to say, we know what the expectations is. And I think if anything, we all were saying, we're not going to be the team that ends this run. So every time you step on the floor, you know you don't want to be that team that's going to be in the history books. If anything, you want to be that team that's adding to the history books.
How about for you?
No, I don't think it's no pressure at all. It actually makes you want to go out there and focus more. And pressure, I don't even know what that means. Pressure. I mean, this is what you do. Yeah. This is your job. You go in and you work hard every day and you put in the time. And if you know that you have the group of young ladies that we went into it with, every day at practice we went at each other next. So we was very confident once we stepped out on the court.
I mean, yeah, we were attacking each other in practice. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that's how you get after. You have to make each other better. But I mean, what's pressure? Pressure is being a mother who has to feed 2 kids and only has enough money to feed one of them, I mean, that's pressure. I grew up, I know what pressure is in a family. Like, this is nothing. This is like, thank God I had this opportunity to play, do what I love, and be able to show our God-given ability. So,
what's the difference between winning a game with the Sky or winning it at the Olympic level? I mean, for you guys, emotional.
Well, I'm hoping that this baby right here is going to experience what it feels like to hold that trophy up with the Sky, because it's an amazing feeling. But when you take it to another level, she's already experienced it, and I have too, of holding that medal and winning a game, knowing it's for your country. Like, you're not only playing, I mean, here we're playing for ourselves and for organization and fans, but there you're playing for everyone in America. You know, black, white, Hispanic, doesn't matter what religion, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, it doesn't matter. Like, you're all standing under one flag, and that's the importance of the Olympics, and it means a lot.
Could anybody have coached that team to the gold medal? I mean, you had Candace Parker sitting on the bench.
Can anybody have coached? I mean, I'm sure anybody would have wanted to coach. I mean, it's an unbelievable thing to be able to have the collection of players that we had. I don't know. I guess you would have to ask, one of the coaches.
What was the best part of the experience?
Just having a chance to embrace our family and our close ones being there with us in London, to be able to experience that as well.
In our bus rides, I mean, we were driving, it was an hour there, literally 45 minutes to an hour to practice and back. And so having that time on the bus, I mean, we got some great videos, some great laughs. I wish we would have had, the men's team has this radio. I'm going to get that radio. I don't care what you say. I'm going to get that radio. So the men's team had this mixer, and they were able to play music and stuff on the bus. And hopefully we're going to get that in the mail from Jeep, too, as one of our sponsors. So, Jeep, we're waiting because I really want that radio.
Please, 2.
Yeah. Actually 12, but you can start with us, too. It's fine.
Do you feel that your success with the national team translates at all into attention or additional attention for the WNBA?
Okay, I'll speak from a media standpoint, so now I'll put my other hat on. I mean, if you look at the numbers of the ratings for people that were watching the women's basketball games, we had a conversation with David Stern, and our ratings were higher than the men's game. So people were watching, and we talked about having that rule to respect and everything like that, but it really comes down to, you're either going to love to watch our game or you're not. At this point, because how much women's basketball has evolved, how much women's sports has evolved, we have to push forward, and you really can't worry about the people that aren't there, but you have to look at it and say people are paying attention. So there's no more, the television stations can't say, okay, nobody's watching their games, we can't play them. People are watching the Olympics, so they're out there somewhere. We just have to find them. So I really think it's a commitment that is going to need to be made from the television station, the sponsors, and everyone else, because people enjoy this game. The way we play it, how hard we work, and we produce. It's a fun game to watch.
Mama Swin.
How about when you guys start playing again with the Sky? When do you start training again, or the first game, or whatever?
Sorry, that?
Today. So how is it to transition? I mean, is it very different the way that you play with the national team than here? I mean, is there some sort of mentally you need to, take off this t-shirt, put on the next one, and transition the way you approach it? No?
It's our job.
Yeah.
I mean, what you expected to do on the Sky is what you expected to do on the USA team. You bring what you're good at, and you go out there and do it. I think the biggest transition is just learning the plays over. Again, forget about those USA plays and come back and learn the Sky plays, but that's my biggest transition.
I think my biggest transitions probably will be playing. I didn't play as much throughout the Olympics as I played for my Sky team, so I had to be a professional and get the extra cardio in, making sure I was working out because I had a job to come back to, and that's the reality of it. I mean, when you have a team as stacked as we had, at times you're not going to play a lot. So for me, my role will now change with the Sky, and I think the biggest thing is just going to be the minutes, the cardio. So if you guys see me winded in the first 5 minutes and asking for a sub, you just know I'm a little tired, but I'll be back. Just need a quick water break and I'll be back.
outside of your own experience, I don't know if you had a chance to go see other competitions in the other venues, but which one would you say is the one that blew you away as far as the other competitions?
Well, I didn't go see this rather venue, but women's boxing, unbelievable. Seeing it on TV. Yeah, it's a job, but I don't think I just want to get hit like that. Like, those women they was giving some business, and I just can't do it, but I respect what they do.
For me, I would say beach volleyball. I was able to go see the men and the women for the gold medal game, and it was just amazing to see Carrie and Missy, and know that I came in Athens kind of with them and cheering for them to see the gold. And the venue was amazing. I mean, it's literally like having beach volleyball on the White House lawn, like in a rose garden or something. I mean, you look around and I was just like, this is so amazing. But to see those two and knowing that was the last time they were going to play together, for me, was really special.
Was there a particular, athlete in one of the other sports that maybe you admired but had never met personally, got a chance to meet, and
I mean, we were just so in a basketball bubble that I know some of my teammates wanted to see both. Never really got the opportunity, except for I think Candace did. But I was cheering for our track and field ladies. No Lauren Williams and also Allison Felix, and so we got a chance just at the CAF to kind of sit with Allison, and I was just so happy to see her win. That it was just a lot of joy. I mean, our track and field just really kicked butt, so we were happy.
Did you get to go and see any of the events?
No, we didn't get to go and see any of the track and field at all.
Any of the other events?
I went to beach volleyball, yes.
To spectate it.
Yes.
How about, favorite part about London? Did you get out at all, or were you really mostly in the Olympic Village?
We didn't stay at the Olympic Village, so we were only there a few times. I got my tooth chipped, so I had to go there and get a mouth guard. Yeah, don't even ask it. But we were there a few times. I guess for opening ceremonies was pretty cool. And we got out. I got out the tour with my family a lot. So, I was making my mom and my, stepfather do the bolt on the London Bridge. So we were taking goofy shots all over. It was fun. And we passed Big Ben about 100 times. Not on purpose, but literally getting lost sometimes. So Big Ben and I had a thing going on. Yeah.
How about for you?
She was taking pictures on the bus as we were passing everything.
I got out on the tour bus, but that was about it.
Is it like, you just don't really have time to look around, that you're focused on what you're there to do?
That kind of plays a part, but you're so tired after doing everything, you don't want to do nothing, but just relax.
Still loves her sleep time, so she's going to make sure she gets that in regardless. So. But I have enough pictures for her, so it's okay. Pictures for the both of us.
I think I have a lot of pictures, so. I wasn't the one taking them, but I got a lot of pictures in my camera.
We got a final question.
Is this the last Olympics for both of you? Was it your first Olympics, and is it your last?
It's both our second.
Both our second. It's my last, and you'll see her around, God willing, in Rio de Janeiro.
If the Lord says this.
Thank you, guys.